Good evening, all you guys. Welcome back to the internet's #1 metal splainer. I gotta say something, right? Good to see you again. I hope you feel the same way about me. We're gonna talk about some metal. We're gonna talk about a milestone. We're just gonna talk about metal. We're gonna hang out, drink some beers. I'm drinking. Just getting started though, so if you think I act drunk, probably not yet. I might. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll see. But first off, I just found out that I reached 150 subscribers. So thank you. And if you're watching and you aren't subscribed, do it. I guarantee it'll be worth your time. It's free. It's good. I don't know what more to tell you. Tonight we're listening to, I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but the band I pronounce it, Wedrujisi Wiater. It's Polish. This album is so good. You hear those crickets and the wolves? This is so good. Anyway, this is an atmospheric Polish black metal band. So it's like a side project of Stwars, which is also a great band. And they should have a new record coming out pretty soon here. But I cannot recommend this album enough. It's so fucking good. I've listened to this countless times. This is one of the best black metal records to come out in the last 5 years or so. So Wedrujisi Wiater. By the way, everything I talk about in the video will be down in the links below. You can check out anything with just a click. Super excited to get this in this week. This is a Canaros Quintet's A Silence of the World Beyond. Highly melodic, Swedish death metal, black metal, whatever. Just the melodies on this are so good. The riffs are just non-stop harmonies. It's so fucking good. I'm so happy to have this in my collection again. Yeah. Listen to a Canaros Quintet. Can't go wrong. Oh, also, yeah, so in my last video, I was drunk, and the angle was terrible, and I just decided, so I was trying something new over here with the angle, and it just didn't work out, so I apologize for the angle of the last video. Hopefully this is working out better, or a little higher, a little bit more distance, so that I can show you stuff. Hopefully you can see stuff better, yada yada yada. So yeah, hope you enjoy that. Over here now, you can see more of the vast collection. So we're just gonna go through some CDs, just like we have been. See if there's anything else we haven't covered yet. Ooh, we should talk about this. Check out this. Here is Pete Helmkamp from Revenge. Here's an old dissection ad. I hope you can see this. And then an ad for the Black out of an Acropolis catalog. This is an old ad for a band called Baal Occultus. This is me and the drummer from Wolves in the Throne Room. Here is me and the singer from Primordial. Immortal. Demon Sea. This is a picture I took of Demon Sea live. I don't know who this guy is, but holy shit, look at this guy. Look at that guy. What an unholy motherfucker. This is my friend Marcy. This is a Bath from Immortal, Blowing Fire. And this is a cover of the Necropolis catalog that I used the shit out of so much that it just tore apart, so I just decided to put it in this thing. Here's an old picture of Emperor. I haven't put this up yet. I don't know if I ever will, but just some cool old relics of black metal stuff. Yeah. Put that away. Okay, let's get into some fucking CDs. This is Austere. Now, I can't remember if this is the same Austere that people later got into or not, but this is a demo from 2006, and I believe Rusty Axe put this out. You'll hear me talk a lot about Rusty Axe. It's a former label, it's now defunct, run by a friend of mine who at the time lived in Virginia, I want to say, and he put out just a lot of unholy, scathing, necro type releases. Some good stuff in there. So yeah, this is just like a CDR demo. If I remember correctly, it's Doom-ish. Anyway, the demo is called Rot. The band is called Austere. I haven't listened to that in a really long time. That should be like the tagline of this channel. Boy, I haven't heard that in a long time. So here is Autopsy, Torn from the Grave. Ordinarily, I don't know why the fuck I would pick up a best of from any band, really. But somehow I wound up with this. It might have been a freebie or something. I have a lot of stuff in my collection that sucks, and the only reason I got it is because it was free. But Peaceville put out this digipack. It fell apart within the first week of having it anyways. But Autopsy's a killer band. I love them. Nothing wrong with that. Just, I'd rather listen to Severed Survival or, you know, one of their proper full lengths rather than this. But I don't know. I think what happened was I was just curious about the band back in the late 90s. Actually, this is 2001 or so, and I must have picked this up for cheap. But it's a pretty good collection of stuff just from all their albums, 14 tracks. Yeah. So that's actually that might be all I have from Autopsy. I'm not as big of a fan of Autopsy as most people are, but they're pretty good. Well, I thought I lost this. I'm really happy to have found this. This is an amazing demo from the band Autumnal Winds. Now this is pre-Obsequii, one of my favorite bands, one of my best fucking friends, Tanner Anderson, who actually poured this beer for me at Hammerheart. And this is how I first got to know him in a way, sort of. I met him in person at a show, but I didn't know he was a musician. And soon after we had started talking online and stuff, he sent me this demo, and holy shit, it blew my fucking mind. And it turned out that he sent me this years after this had just disappeared. I want to say there were probably only like 50 copies of this made. So, by the way, this is called Venerare Sacra Mysteria. And he just gave me a copy of this last year when I went up to see him. Yeah, this is just an amazing demo. I've actually reviewed it. I just love hearing the early version of Obsequii, if you will. It's not exactly the same band as Obsequii. It's not really a pre or post kind of thing, but just to hear the totally distinct style and unique personality that Tanner Anderson's music is astounding. There's a song on here, Viridian Forest, which you'll hear on the Obsequii tape demo and on the first album. But this is one of my most cherished possessions in my CD collection, Autumnal Winds. Definitely check that out if you've ever listened to Obsequii so often that your ears turn red. That's kind of a nice precursor for you if you're curious at all. So next we've got Avenger, Fall of Devotion, Wrath, and Blasphemy. This is a band I don't know much about, actually, and I mainly picked this up and the other one, the next one up, because of Tanner in Obsequii. This is a death metal band from Hungary, maybe? But it's just total straightforward death metal. The riffs are super brilliant. I should listen to this more often. But these, as far as I know, are their better albums. This is Shadow of the Damned, and this is The Fall of Devotion. Yeah, I remember liking both of these, but I'm just not as much of a death metal guy as some people are. I would say maybe 20% of my listening is death metal or so. Yeah, but this is a great band. I really wish I had gotten into them sooner. So I just picked those up used maybe in the last 3 or 4 years. This is Avernus of the Fallen. I think I have another album by them too. My CDs are getting out of order. This is a Chicago, I want to say, doom band. And this is a style that I tend to kind of like. This is on MIA Olympic recordings. It's kind of like a, I don't know, more atmospheric doom band. Maybe kind of more like My Dying Bride, if you will. I don't remember if this is the good record or not. they're decent. I wouldn't say they have like a bad album as far as I know, but I think I remember thinking that this one was okay and I needed to get another one. But I picked this up used a couple of years ago, just trying to find like the right one, you know. But it's okay. This is a band from Iowa City, Axe, the Glare of Autumn. This is a friend of mine, and by the way, I'm from Iowa City. This is a friend of mine who I rarely get to see, and I think last I heard he moved up to Madison, Wisconsin. But he played drums in 2 bands, and Venom Ascension and Bound by Entrails. And this is his solo project. And he's super talented at drums and also super talented at guitar. But this is a complete tribute to Droop. He just, basically he's like, Axe is my utter tribute to Droop. I just want to write music that sounds like Droop. I want to sing praises of Droop and talk about the same things that they do. And it's about that good. I swear to God, this is really good. This is on Runefire Records. This is probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old or so. And I want to say this is available on their Bandcamp page. I'll definitely do some looking into it and see if I can find out where you can pick this up. This is just a CDR demo. I'm not sure if the CDR is still available, but surely there's got to be a way that you can download the album. It's pretty good. I was really surprised by that. So next we've got one of my favorite bands. I have 4 CDs from Axis of Advance. These guys are so incredible. So if you're familiar with Revenge but not familiar with Axis of Advance, Revenge is just like all-out, total fucking war on your ears. It's violent, it's brutal, it's not sophisticated at all. It's just war. Now this is, in my mind, it's kind of like that, only it's way more orchestrated, way more written out, melodic, and a little bit harmonious, but it's still got a lot of that snarl, crunch, and just evil meanness that Revenge does by way of the same drummer that's in Revenge. And this is my favorite album, Strike. And so this band formed out of the ashes of Sacramentary Abolishment, another just insane Canadian band. But yeah, definitely check out Strike. It's kind of like, I don't really know what to, there's nothing like it, honestly. It's just kind of like well-written war metal, I guess. They're all over the place. They're usually super fast. Some of their stuff, though, can be kind of mid-paced. There's tons of variety to it. Really interesting lyrics. I totally recommend this band. There's only one record of theirs that I don't really care for, and I think it's called Obey. No, I have Obey. I can't remember which one it is, but there's one record I just don't like, and it's the one I don't have. Anyway, so this is Purify. This is, I think, their last one. It's great. I don't really remember much about this one in comparison to the other ones. I just, whenever I want to listen to Axis of Advance, I pretty much listen to Strike most often. I just found out the disc is missing from here. Anyway, this is an EP called Landline. This has a cover of what band? I don't remember. There's a cover of some Finnish doom band on here. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, also a related band that's pretty good is called Rites of the Gringoglade, which is just kind of, I want to say like Sacramentary Abolishment turned out to be Rites of the Gringoglade and Axis of Advance. Both killer bands. This is Obey. This is, I'd say, just a tick below Strike in the best albums. This thing is just fucking pummeling. Amazing record. I wish I would have gotten to see these guys live, but I did get to see Revenge live many years ago. Yeah, killer band. This is Asagial. 11 Years of Pagan Chants. Boy, I don't know if I haven't listened to this very much. So the guy that I did another video with a couple of videos ago, he gives me tons and tons of CDs from the distro. He's like, you should totally check this out. So a lot of these things I'll have them and they're probably good, but I don't remember what this is like, because in my mind I remember stuff better because I know about it before I buy it. Therefore I remember what I think of it, rather than just having something handed to me. Check this out, you know. I'll listen to it and go, yeah, this is good, but I don't remember, you know, the associated bands with it, or you know what it's like, unless it totally blows me away. So all I remember really is that this is pretty good pagan black metal. It's got trees on the cover. You pretty much know what you're getting into here. It looks like this is a collection of demos from 95 to 2010. I should probably pop this in again. Good stuff from what I remember. Cheers, my friends. So next we have another one of my favorite bands. I've got quite a few of their CDs. Asagial. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is a Finnish black metal band. And I was nuts about these guys when I first heard them. Their best record, I don't have it, but it's like a compilation of tracks from splits, 7 inches and stuff like that. It's called Imas Viha. I think it's only available on LP, limited to 300 or something. I'll probably never have it, but amazing stuff. So this is the Death Cult MCD. No, actually, this is the full length. So they kind of have 2 eras with me, and I don't really care for their second era of stuff. I really like their earlier, more raw material, and this is a good example of that era. So is this one. This is Suicide Anthems, and this is actually a split with Beheaded Lamb. And Beheaded Lamb, this is falling out of this one. I think Beheaded Lamb is a side project of the guy from Acre Belts, who I talked about a couple of videos ago. But yeah, the Suicide Anthems split, killer songs, totally memorable stuff. It's kind of like black thrash in a way, but with kind of a Finnish sort of style to it. And then there's this one. This is Mustama. I'm really into this album too. This is on ISO 666. As far as I know, most of these are pretty easy to get. People just don't care for this band as much as I think they should. They've got a couple of newer albums, and it seems like they're one of those bands that still stays active, putting out a record every couple of years or so. But I listen to them every once in a while, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit about this. I don't know. It doesn't really do much for me. This is, I think, I can't remember which one of these is newer, but anyway, this is translated The 9 Circles of Hell, and this is Of Beasts and Vultures. And these are pretty similar in my mind. They're reminiscent of the second era of Asagial. They're more well produced, they're more complex, a little more highly orchestrated, but they're pretty killer albums from what I remember. It's just that when I want to listen to Asagial, I go for the older stuff more than the newer stuff. Yeah, I can't remember which one of these is newer, but these are both pretty killer from what I remember. Let's see, next I've got Azrael, Obdurat. Now, this is a 3-track EP putting out on Disastrous. I wonder if the light, does that help? Does that help a little better? We'll see. Anyway, I found out about this band because my buddy Tanner, who I just don't stop talking about. Hi Tanner, I love you. He was in this band for a minute and he played one of their albums. And I found this at Cheapo. Turns out you can get all their albums at any Cheapo in Minneapolis at any time. But this is hand numbered, limited to 500. I don't remember much of anything about this. I've listened to it a couple of times and it just kind of came across as fairly unremarkable to me. But Tanner says that one of their albums is really good. I've always got to get around to listening to it. Yeah, this is Obdurat. Who knows how good that is or isn't. It's been a while since I played that. So, last thing. Let's wrap this up. You've got Johann Sebastian Bach. He's a musical genius. These are concertos for harpsichord, which is, in my mind, is like my favorite instrument to listen to Bach write for. So I picked these up at like Barnes & Noble for a couple of bucks one time when I was just feeling kind of fancy, if you will. I feel fancy every once in a while. I know you do too. You're all fancy to me. But yeah, this is Bach. You know Bach, the musical genius. So that's all I got in my stack for today. Check out Wedrugisi Weater. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And subscribe. I can't get this through to you enough. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Damn it. Come on, we need you. Alright, this is Brain Smasher signing out.